Okay, welcome back. As we were discussing in the last class about in details and in depth about hacking, today we will discuss how to become a qualified ethical hacker. Some of the students, some of the audiences have asked that we don't have much knowledge on hacking. We have knowledge on software development, web development, everything are provided, ads are provided, but nobody discuss about this ethical hacking too much. Which organization gives training, what kind of courses are there, what exactly we need to know so that we can develop ourselves into a good professional as a hacker. So what is that? How to become a qualified ethical hacker? So you can see, read the hacking. So read the hacking is nothing, just it is not such a important point here. You must have basic interest of hacking. Read the hacking means interest of hacking, that yes, you are going to become a hacker. Now you have to start the journey, start that roadmap. Second, learn to program in C. Nowadays it's not only C, you must have good knowledge on like Python, Perl, this kind of thing, Ruby. So basic knowledge you must have on C programming. If you have knowledge on C programming, you will find that you must have proper knowledge of the compiler, syntax error, function, modules. Once you have proper gathered some expertise on those things, you can make a proper structured program using some other programming language which can be implemented further for hacking. Because hacking is not about just hacking, you must be a good programmer. I think you have seen the symbols in many videos, so many things are moving, codes are moving, syntax are moving, semicolon that is not just for joke, that is actually a real life thing. You must have to know that which module you have to change so that it can be hacked, which SQL query you must modify so that it can be attacked, you can attack the database. So you must be a good programmer. That's why it is a very demanding career nowadays, especially ethical hacking. Next, learn more about one programming language. Learn more than one programming language. You must be expertise in more than one programming language, because the more and more language you are, you will find that you will be a successful professional in upcoming years. Because some company wants ethical hacking using C, some company wants ethical hacking using Python, some company wants both, some company wants you to know Kali Linux. So in this kind of thing, the more you have knowledge, it is always, they say, if the more knowledge you gather in any domain, you will be much more successful. Next is learn Unix. Unix is a very high demanding open source operating system nowadays. Now why? Unix is a very high demanding OS nowadays because first of all it is free. Second is no virus can attack Unix based system. Unix is the only system where the virus file can't attack. Even if you have virus in your pen drive, you find that the virus format will not be recognized in the file format of Unix. Whereas in Windows, it can be easily attacked, it can be easily corrupted by inserting a virus or simple malware without your authorization also. That's why Unix is a very popular high user based operating system, user friendly, multi-user, or you can say multitask sometimes, especially graphical user interface. And multitasking, sometimes you can watch a movie, you can watch a music, you can surf parallelly, so many things. But Unix is little bit complicated because Unix has also this some of the features like Windows, like browsing, watching. But the real thing is that Unix is a command based operating system mostly if you want to do hacking. And because of that command based, it can't be easily hacked because each computer is known as terminal, and all the computers in a Unix based environment are connected through a server, not like Windows based single PC. Although you are using Unix in a single PC, but actually it is connected to some server. So your computer will be terminal, client server kind of architecture. So you must have little knowledge on Unix. Then you must have proper networking concepts. Hacking comes from the term networking. Unless you have proper networking concepts, for example topology, types of network you are using, LAN, MAN, WAN, local area network, metropolitan area network, or wide area network. Unless you have proper knowledge on these things, you can't be a successful professional as an ethical hacker. So you must know the networking also. Then the next thing come, you must have, okay, one thing I missed here, in networking there are so many topologies are there: ring topology, bus topology, star topology, then channel of communication, for example half duplex, simplex, full duplex, for example Wi-Fi or anything you are using. Then the next thing comes the networking technologies we are using: switch, bridge, router, hub, MAC address, IP address. So many things are there. OSI layers, how these layers can be integrated into your system, because every network where you are trying to hack, some on the other way networking concept is required, because all are in network, right? Unless you have proper network concept, how can you attack? Whether it is following the LAN architecture, whether it is following the MAN architecture or WAN architecture. And it can be again categorized into some other way, like personal area network, campus area network, storage area network. So many things are there. So that's why you must have the basic understanding of networking concepts. Then start reading simple tutorials about hacking. You must start reading some tutorials about hacking. Then learn cryptography. You must know what is cryptography. Okay, so what is cryptography? You must know. Cryptography is the branch of computer science where you will study encryption, decryption, these kinds of things. How your data will be highly encrypted and how your data will be decrypted. That means, suppose you are sending some data, you shouldn't want that the third party or outsiders should intervene with the data and they get the data. Even if they get, they can't open it. For example, you are sending a parcel to someone, only the parcel will be received by the receiver. How? Because they have some address, they have some other things which will, the OTP will come in their mobile. So you can say this same thing is followed in ethical hacking world also. In cryptography, when you send a data in a network, for example email you are sending, the data is highly secured. Perhaps you don't know, you are sending the email but data is highly encrypted. Third party get the data, it is in unreadable format. So it is meaningless unless you have the decryption key. Decryption means again get the data in original format. Now the last part is you have to experiment a lot. So the glimpse here is you have to know programming, you have to know Unix, you must have proper networking concept, you must know cryptography a little bit. At the end you have to practice a lot. Now the thing comes, before doing experiment, some of the things, very important things which you must keep in your mind. Experiments means here ethical hacking experiments, which we will discuss in the upcoming classes. Some of the things which you may need to know in your mind when doing experiments. What is that? You must have a backup before doing any experiment. If you don't have any proper backup, the chances are that your data may be lost, because after hacking the data will not be received in the original format. So you must have a proper backup before doing any experiment. Once data is tampered, chances are there you will not get the data in reliable format. Using the TrueCrypt and other encrypted methodology, we can encrypt any kind of drive also. Suppose you have CDEF drive, we can encrypt the F drive, and the output of that is no video, no documents, nothing you can get. It's better if you take a backup before doing the experiment. And second is you must have the encryption and decryption knowledge. Next, start small and have checkpoints. What are the checkpoints? Suppose you are going from Kolkata to other state, there are so many checkpoints. Police will check whether you are the authentic person or you are the bad person who is not authorized to enter the city. So there are so many documents they check, maybe your driving license, maybe your ID card, right? I think you are getting the idea. Similarly, in ethical hacking also there are checkpoints. Complete checkpoint security is something which will check that which user is accessing which website. Nowadays we follow some kind of checkpoint protocols in organization where you need to enter your ID and password. Once you enter your ID and password, you can directly log into the website. But if you open any suspicious websites or any some websites which you are not supposed to open, anybody can track you. through your footprints. What are the footprints? Footprints is not like DNA evidence, your fingerprints, your face scanning, your hard disk, not so. Using the checkpoint ID password which you have used, we can track what are the websites you have opened in the last 365 days. So be careful. If you are opening any website, then be careful what websites you are opening. So checkpoint is very important thing for ethical hacking. Then these are not so vital point. You must know when to stop. So you don't need to stop, you just move forward and practice your ethical hacking exercises. Then document your progress at the end, repetitive task. So to me there are some of the popular websites where you can learn ethical hacking, or at least try your ethical hacking knowledge. You can win a prize also if you are a good hacker. So this thing we will discuss in this slide. Participate in hacking challenges. It is not hackathon or this kind. Hackathon is a name which is given, but that has no link with hacking actually. What I have seen, hackathon may be linked with or may not be, but true hacking is something different. You have to challenge this like a Counter-Strike game. You have to, if you can participate, if you win, you can get a good money. In any organization they participate and conduct this kind of Counter-Strike game. Similarly for hacking, there are some challenges online like hackquest.de, www.trythisone.com, then hackticite.org, next hackchallenge.net. Okay, I'm not opening the websites right now. I want, this is a homework for you. You open this website and tell me what is your experience. It is not that challenge, you will get some good amount of knowledge also, an absorbent amount of knowledge which will help you to make yourself a better developer as well as a hacker. Next, hackinglab.com. Hackinglab.com is a very popular website which is recognized and which is used by millions of users across the globe. Most of the users are hackers actually, black hat. Now one thing is sure, these websites are mostly used by black hat hackers, those who do hacking for bad purposes, stealing money, stealing data, and the real skilled hacker, it is not that they are not skilled, they are skilled hacker as well as they are black hat hackers. So you will find hardly 2% white hat hackers are there in this website, because they are anonymous. Anonymous means nobody can trace who is participating, nobody can trace from which part of the country you are, because you are using a VPN. Maybe you are using Tor network or Tor based router, onion based router, which is used by deep web and dark web, which is outside of Google search index. Nobody can trace, untraceable things happens here. So it's today's homework, you must visit these 4 sites, especially hackinglab.com first. Then the next level is right vulnerability. Now you already know what is hacking, how to do hacking, you have the skills. Last part, when you start your roadmap, when you go to that road, you have to start with writing vulnerability. So vulnerability is something to find the flaws and weakness. Suppose I am going to hack you, your company, your website. I first find what are the weaknesses. Suppose if I am going to your house, I find that there is no door key, no door lock. These are the vulnerability areas through which a thief can enter. Similarly for vulnerability in network means maybe you don't use any proxy server, maybe no checkpoint, maybe no antivirus, or maybe some of the points you are missing. So these are the vulnerability. The more you are highly using these security systems, security genuine softwares, not free, chances are there I may not find any vulnerability. So vulnerability is the first step of doing ethical hacking. Both kind of people, if you are a white hacker, you are finding vulnerability for the welfare of the organization, to fix those patches and fix those bugs. And black hat hackers, they find vulnerability to attack, to steal the data. So both has different meaning, but both is required in both kind of hacking, ethical as well as unethical both. Now you have to contribute to open source security projects. Now as I have discussed, most of the open source security systems are free nowadays. Anybody can contribute, especially PHP, any kind of Angular JS or React JS, Node JS. I think those who are linked with web technology, they know this. Similarly, in hacking also, there are online hacking forums where you can give your latest upgraded knowledge, because every day the technology is growing, every day your skill set is growing. Once you upgrade your knowledge, you can easily give your contribution to the hacking world. And it is not that somebody will steal your knowledge. Nobody can steal your upgradation contribution. Means it will be an advancement for the upcoming technology, and hacking will be much more protected as compared to the last few years. If you see the statistics, if you compare 10 years back, there was lots of hacking, deadly viruses were there, ransomware, Melissa virus, worm virus. But just check, just 3 years back, now no ransomware, because once the attack is done, there is a term which they say, necessity is the mother of all invention. Necessity is the mother of all invention, because once there is a necessity, then only people discovered the things. There was no need of airplanes some 1,000 years back, so nobody discovered. When people realized we need an airplane, we need a phone, telephone, then these things were discovered. Similarly, the viruses, when they have attacked into the market, people realized we must be highly secured in our hardware, this area, cloud based system, this area, firewall based system. But similarly, in upcoming years, we will find much more flaws, much more attacks. Then you will find those attacks will go, the antivirus security will be much more stronger after 10 years as compared to past 10 years back. Every day the technology is growing. So that is why contribute to open source security projects. At the end, continue learning and keep listening to security talks. Being an ethical hacker, you must be very much passionate about security and security. Learning and security. Every day you must learn something, at least one point, from your advanced superior who is also a hacker, how they are developing themselves, grooming themselves, so that you can find yourself into a better position in the upcoming years. Next point. What are the legality of ethical hacking? Is it legal? That we will discuss in the next class. Today's homework, I think you have got. You have to visit those websites and participate in hacking challenge. Thank you.